So let's bring in our correspondent, Sally Lockwood, who's in Dubai for us. Sally, fill us in on what's happening there then.
Yeah, it has been quite a 24 hours, Anna, and it was a very eventful night as well. The UAE has confirmed it's intercepted what they've said were hundreds of drones and missiles flying into UAE airspace. And there's been another two series of very loud bangs of air defence this morning. You might be able to make out behind me this rather large plume of smoke. That is Jebel Ali port area, where there's a significant build-up now of American naval assets. That was hit just before 2 o'clock this morning, quite a large explosion. Now, the official line is that it was debris, but it really is quite a significant plume of smoke that's still rising all these hours later above Dubai's skyline. And that wasn't the only area to be hit. Dubai Airport was hit last night around midnight. We all received emergency alerts on our phone, 3 emergency alerts in around the space of 10 minutes, followed by lots of loud bangs. And then shortly afterwards, a video emerging of shrapnel on a concourse at Dubai Airport. They've confirmed that it was hit and that 4 members of staff were injured. Really, really surreal scenes to experience here in the UAE at the world's busiest airport, which remains closed. Air travel is suspended again today across the region. And Abu Dhabi was also hit at their airport shortly after, apparently by an intercepted drone, but it did result in the death of 1 person. Now, you may be familiar with the iconic Burj Al Arab Hotel, that 7-star hotel in the shape of a sail on Dubai's coastline. Well, that was also hit by falling debris with smoke coming out the side of it last night. Absolutely extraordinary scenes that would normally be completely unthinkable here. As I say, air travel is suspended. People here are very nervous. I was receiving messages last night of people seeking options of leaving Dubai and making their way to Northern Emirates. Some people have made their way to the Omani border and crossed into Oman. They deem it to be a safer place because Oman, of course, have been the mediators between Iran and the US in these talks. And it's one of the Gulf states that hasn't been hit in this last 24 hours of attacks by Iran. And people have been sleeping in safe rooms. I was receiving photos last night of tourists in the basements of their hotels, of local residents sleeping with their children on the floor in rooms without windows, because that emergency alert that came in at midnight, the warning was to shelter in place and to stay away from windows. It was very nerve-wracking, and certainly the air defence explosions over my house were very loud indeed, and they shook a couple of times. We've had another 2 waves of that this morning. People have been warned by the UAE authorities not to stockpile. They've been reassured by authorities that they are, in safe hands. But that hasn't stopped people panicking. And to give you an idea, at my local store this morning, there's a queue of around 200 people. Shelves are empty. People are really worried. And I think there's also a real sense here, not just among tourists who now can't get home, but also the 250,000 British citizens that live here that have chosen the UAE as their home. People don't like that sense of feeling trapped. And of course, air travel is suspended. I should say, on the official line front, the Iranian foreign minister has said that he's called his regional counterparts and has sought to clarify that Iran is simply exercising its right to self-defense here in this wave of attacks on Gulf states. And he added that it was regrettable that targets are located in friendly states, such as this one, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar. They have fairly decent diplomatic relations with Iran in normal times. But the diplomatic advisor to the president of the UAE has come out and said that Tehran has crossed a red line by infringing on Gulf states' security. There's a really big difference between targeting American military assets and American air bases and targeting national infrastructure and terrorizing civilians. And certainly the UAE is saying that Tehran has crossed a red line here, and we're all really holding our breath to see how today unfolds. It feels like we're entering a new phase when it comes to security in this region, but certainly the immediate priority is for people to just stay safe today and hope that we don't see a repeat of what happened yesterday. But certainly that is the fear. We've already had 2 waves of missiles this morning. The fear is there are going to be more strikes today. We'll just have to wait and see.